Right, Uncle Joey? My party, right or wrong? My party, right, Joey? You don't care. You don't care about your kids and your grandkids. You care about one thing, giving tax breaks to the billionaires. And why? Because you've been brainwashed. It's really simple. But it's not your fault. The Republican Party spends a lot of money to dumb you down. And I want to tell you, they got their money's worth out of you, Joe, because you're as dumb as they come. And, you know, I'm sure you donate to the Republican Party, but let's see who the real donators are from the fossil fuel industries. Let's see who feathers their bed so that they vote the way that they vote. So let's see who's giving what to who, right? So Judy, clip number 9, please. Let's see who 22 senators asked Trump to withdraw. Who were they? They received over $10 million from the, look at that, Mitch McConnell. Ted Cruz, $2 million. Inhofe, 500. Barrasso, these guys got no shame. Right, Joey? How much did you give? And guys, you know, this is what drives me bananas. But we're going to play a clip now from CNN, which features Steve Moore. And Steve Moore actually works for the Koch brothers. He works for the Heritage Foundation. These are the think tanks that sit there all day and figure out how they're going to brainwash people like Uncle Joey so that they'll vote against their own interests. And guys, when you just watch Steve Moore and listen to how they made him look like a complete fool, and he sat there and he took it. Why? He had to, because he's being paid. He's on the take. But guys, don't listen to me. You know, well, let's listen to the guy that really rips him a new one. And Kurt, please leave my mic open. All right? So Judy, let's have clip number 10, please.
So bogus, it's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Every word has been a lie for the last 2 days. So much ignorance, and you have Stephen Moore, and he is from the Heritage Foundation, paid for by the Koch brothers that have engineered the whole story here. So it's just endless. Big money of the Koch brothers is behind this, and Mr. Moore and his Heritage Foundation is a Koch brothers financed operation, and this is corruption, and it's so clear. And it's disgusting after a while because they're all lying.
Jeffrey, this study was the National Economic Research Associates study that Stephen was just citing that we've heard from the Trump administration. Why do you not believe that's a credible source?
There are about 20,000 coal miners in this country out of 150 million people. This is so bogus, it's unbelievable. Everything that Trump has said is bogus. And the idea that he's given to the American people that somehow this is an agreement that is against America, that's biased against America. This is a completely symmetrical agreement in which all 193 countries have agreed to the same thing. They have agreed to submit national plans of action under a common framework. And so it's all a lie. And the important thing for your viewers to understand is this is the future of their children and their grandchildren. And this man is wrecking the planet. And it's because of the oil, gas, and coal interests that have funded the Heritage Foundation, that have funded Stephen Moore, and that have funded the 22 senators that wrote to the president last week saying to do this. This is a game, and it's a game against my children and my grandchildren, and it's disgusting.
Stephen, I'll give you a chance to respond.
Well, Jeff just needs to get his facts straight, and we get less than 3% of our budget from the Koch. So, Jeff, I don't know where you're getting your facts from, but what you just said is a lie.
I know where I'm getting my facts from. You're on the take.
You're right.
Atta
Now,
boy.
one of the points I think needs to be made here is that there's a climate change industrial complex. That this is a multi-billion-dollar movement now. That you know, Elon Musk. Why is Elon Musk against us pulling out? Guess what? Elon Musk's two major businesses,
and the Koch brothers are
City,
$100 billion, Stephen Moore.
No, but my point is that, yeah, but the Koch brothers don't get any government money, Jeff.
And
Elon Musk gets $4.9 billion.
So the Republican Party in the Congress, they finance
yeah, but
the
they don't get any government money.
The American Enterprise Institute, the Cato Institute. We have been taken over, and you have been taken over, and I'm shocked that you are.
By the way, I was on a couple of weeks ago with
network.
Jeff Sachs, and he said that the coal mining industry was dead, and we've seen a 16% increase just since Donald Trump was elected, and we have more coal jobs today. So you're just wrong, Jeff.
Okay, let me move the
You know, it's amazing. I honestly don't know if you could pay me enough money to lie. I mean, that's what they do. I mean, they're paid to lie. They're paid to mislead. And how does this guy go to sleep at night? I mean, honestly, how do you do it? And I want to tell you, the next clip we're going to play is from one of my favorites. It's from Bernie. And when it comes to billionaires and oligarchy and who's buying the country, Bernie takes no prisoners. And guys, just watch how artfully and skillfully Bernie gives him the old bada bing. So Judy, let's hear what Bernie has to say.
My greatest fear about the future of our country, and in fact the world, is that we are moving radically and rapidly in the direction of oligarchy. The top 1% now own more wealth than the bottom 99% of the world's population. Globally, 8 individuals, 8 billionaires, own more wealth than half of the world's population, 2.7 billion people. Middle class continues to shrink. The problem, though, is not just economic injustice. The problem is not just that 6 multinational media conglomerates control 90% of what we see here in Reed. The problem is also a corrupt political system in which big money interests are able to spend hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars from a handful of families to elect candidates at the federal and state levels who end up representing the wealthiest and most powerful people in this country. If there was ever a time in history for a generation to be bold and to think big, to stand up and to fight back, now is that time.
So guys, it's time to think big. Well, guess what? Other countries think big. And we're going to show you what thinking big will do for a country. So Judy, let's have clip number 12, please. Party time! Yeah! Prices drop below zero for electricity. You believe this, guys? It was free! Germany got its act together. I'll drink to that. By 2030, free electricity. Why can't we do that if we have a Republican world? Germany tripled their renewable energy in just 10 years. Beat that drum